Welcome back. And now it's time for our SME segment right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And it's one I've been looking forward to. Why? Because this particular industry is part of why I was able to travel all over Nigeria. I was a hostess, an usher for many, many years. With us today, we have Tochukwu Aderibigbe of O'Malicha Hostesses. And we're going to be taking a look at how to maneuver in the waters of this type of business. There are definitely some highs and lows that we need to talk about. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
I just mentioned that I did so many ushering jobs back in the day that, in fact, I was almost always out and about. But I didn't take it on as a full business, mindset-wise. I didn't think of it as a business back then. But you seem to have taken it to the next level.
Yes.
When did you start? When did you begin?
Okay, we've been there for like since 2006.
Oh, 6, wow, okay.
Unofficially.
Okay.
But 2022, we got registered.
Beautiful.
Because we needed to do that so that we can be taken seriously. You understand? So we've been officially registered for like over 2 years.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. It's great to meet someone that has decided, you know what, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to focus on it.
Yes.
But then let's talk a bit about the name.
Okay.
O'Malicha.
Yes.
Where did you get the name from?
Okay, it's actually very interesting, a very interesting story because back in '99, I used to work with a colleague and someone that I see like a big brother.
Okay.
His name is Martins Ndigwe.
Okay.
So back then, he used to call me O'Malicha, O'Malicha, O'Malicha. You know, even at a time, it's as if he forgot my first name.
Okay.
So it's always O'Malicha.
Okay.
So that's the first person. The second person is Mrs. Ngozi Jato.
Okay.
I call her Mama J.
Okay.
Because every time she says me, is O'Malicha, O'Malicha, O'Malicha. She was actually the one that inspired the name.
Okay.
Because I finally was like, what else should I call my business? O'Malicha Hostesses.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
So now you have, it has a feminine ring to it. When you say hostesses, it makes reference to female hosts. Now, so this is you working with female ushers, female hostesses at different types of events.
Yes, please.
But when a client comes to you and says they need ushers, for instance, what is the first step?
Okay, the first step is to ask what the event is about. Okay, what kind of ushers do you need? Do you need the fair complexion ones or the dark skinned ones? Do you understand? So they will now tell us, because this event has this kind of theme. It's either we have a fair skinned ushers or the dark skinned ushers. So they will tell us, that's the first step, to tell us the complexion of an usher.
So then also I guess eventually hostesses become part of the decor, so to speak.
Yes.
The theme of the event.
Yes.
And this also puts a lot of pressure on the person providing the ushers.
Yes.
How do you manage things like costume, makeup? Talk to us.
Okay, we actually have an outfit company for ushers. It cuts across traditional, English, corporate, cultural. Do you understand? So we have an outfit company where we rent.
Yes. So you rent them out to
we rent them out. We rent them, on a fee. You know, you rent them so that you can use them for that particular event.
Fantastic. So you outsource that particular responsibility.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, we've talked about ushers as if they are, mannequins so far. They are human beings.
Yeah, human beings.
And working with human beings means, there are all sorts of things that can come up.
Yes.
What is the process with how you source for hostesses to add to your pool of hostesses? And what do you look out for?
First of all, we look out for looks. We look out for stature. And we look out for height. Yes, because when a client comes to you, they'll be like, we need this particular type of stature of an usher, you understand? So that's, that helps us to give them what they really want. Yes.
So, you know, we find ourselves in a time where there's a lot of body shaming out there.
Yes.
There's a lot of also skin shaming out there.
Yes.
So a lot of people would probably take offense to hearing things like, okay, she must be fair-skinned, or she must have, you know, front and back, or she must be very slim. Okay. You know, have you ever, you know, had conversations with your clients on this, on maybe mixing or changing their mindset towards body positivity?
Okay, it's actually most times it's actually few times that they ask for a particular stature. Okay. But most times we mix them up. Okay. Okay, this person has a little bit of you know, on the big side. We mix them up. Okay. For clients. So now I have to say, you know, we do live in a society where, you know, the looks are very, very important. Yes. But then again, some may have great looks, but then maybe not be able to connect with people as well. Okay. So not to say, you know, they look pretty, but then communication might be a challenge. I don't want to say that about, you know, about ladies, but that affects your client. For instance, if there's forms to fill, documentation to do at the entrance of an event, how are you able to manage that? Okay, because most times we have our ushers from the universities. Okay. Okay. It's either they are the freshers or almost done with school. Okay. So they're actually capable. Okay. You know, they can write, they can read. Okay. You know, so those are the kind of people that we look out for. So they have to be educated to a certain extent? Extent, yes, to a certain extent. I was, you know, pleased to have the opportunity to work as an usher for many years because I realized I didn't need to have a degree to work in that particular industry. Yes, yes. But then again, not to say that, you know, it's not a bias, but if, for instance, you do get young people who are not in school, do you still accept them? Yes, because I actually have... I have what I call the young O'Malicha Hostesses, you know, where I recruit school leavers, people that are just coming out of secondary school. I use them for very low-key events, you know, like maybe a traditional wedding, reception. So I also use people like that. Any training happening behind the scenes? Yes, yes. We do trainings online where we, you know, talk to them about emotional intelligence. Okay. When you go to an event, you need to have what we call empathy. Okay. You know, you need to be approachable. Somebody can look at you and will not want to come close. Yeah. Do you understand? So you need to have that smile, you know, on your face so that a client, a guest, can actually approach you, you know, to ask questions. In the end, being approachable is one thing. Yes. But then there are some events where you might have inebriated clients that have maybe drank a bit too much. And these are ladies we're talking about. Now, this is a real issue. Yes. That a lot of parents don't want to expose their young people to. Yes, they have a 17, 18-year-old who maybe is in between schools at that point. Yes. They're about to enter school and they want to earn something. Yes. But they're scared of exposure to inebriated men as such. Yes. So what sort of training have you given these ladies in that regard? Okay, we also, we give them, okay, before this event happened, we also send out a contract where we say, please, our hostesses shouldn't be molested or, you know, anything like that coming, you know, to them. You know, so we also talk to the hostesses about knowing how to say no or stop when anything like that is happening. Yes. So they get trained on that. All right. Now, it's definitely something that can't be discussed in just one interview, but it is an issue. And I'm so glad that you've already put some things in place to sort of prevent them from feeling too uncomfortable in some certain situations. Yes. We didn't even really get to talk about money.
We should talk about that later, but we would love to hear everyone's thoughts on what you do. Thank you so much for joining us and talking to us about what you do.
Thank you.
Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Would you allow your young person to become a hostess, an usher for events? It's a great business if you have that focus.